Australian forces in Afghanistan know only too well the risks that Angus Houston was referring to. They're bracing for more attacks, with the Taliban threatening to disrupt this weekend's parliamentary elections. 6 Australian soldiers have been killed in action in the past 3 months as the troops expand their role in the region. South Asia correspondent Sally Sara is embedded with the Australians in the Kora Valley in southern Uruzgan province.
The Australian troops pushed through the fields of the Kora Valley in southern Afghanistan. This is risky territory. Just as Lieutenant John Leithley explains the terrain, shots ring out.
Any new dog?
This time it's a false alarm. One of the soldiers shoots a dog that tries to attack him. But the story of Lieutenant Leithley's engineering troop, Echo 3-1, shows just how dangerous it can be. They arrived in February with 18 men. 8 have been seriously wounded and sent home. 3 others have been unable to continue because of the severe effect of combat and casualties.
A very large effect. The majority of the boys have seen probably what they shouldn't be seeing at such a young age.
Senior Australian officers concede it's been a difficult time.
Our casualties recently have been a consequence of doing more with the Afghan National Army and taking on more in terms of the brigade. I think there's a natural evolution to that piece in terms of the exposure, and I think that will continue for us.
The Australians in Kora Valley are now patrolling with US troops. The Americans have moved in after the departure of Dutch forces. It's been a significant change at a time when the Australians are increasing their tempo. Now the focus is on the parliamentary election, which will be held this Saturday. Last year's presidential poll was undermined by violence, intimidation and vote rigging.
Well, this patrol is part of the effort to gather information and improve security in the lead up to the election. The Afghans, the Americans and the Australians are all working together, hoping that the local people will feel safe enough to come out and cast their ballots.
The coalition is hopeful it will be peaceful this time, but some of the local leaders are not convinced.
Security has deteriorated in the lead-up to the poll, despite the best efforts of Australian, US and Afghan forces in the area.
Security comes at a high price in southern Afghanistan. The Australians have lost 6 soldiers in the past 3 months. It's unclear whether the parliamentary election will trigger more violence or lead to much-awaited progress towards security and democracy in Afghanistan. Sally Sara, ABC News, Kora Valley.